Hello and welcome guys to the another tutorial of reinforcement learning, and in this tutorial we will be learning about Bellman equation, in which whole reinforcement learning which is built on. Okay, so let's understand what is Bellman equation. Okay, so the Bellman equation is like a fundamental concept in reinforcement learning that express the relationship between value of a state and the value of its successor state. So it is used to calculate the optimal value function in a Markov decision process by iteratively updating the value estimate for each state. Okay, so the Bellman equation comes with two forms. The first form is Bellman expectation equation and Bellman optimality equation. Now the Bellman expectation equation is used to update the state value function Vs for a given policy pi, and and it states the value of state is equal to immediate reward received from the state plus the discounted expected value for next state, and that is represented like this. So let me show you in next slide and let's understand thoroughly. Okay, so this is the Bellman equation, okay, the first one. So what it says basically here, r t plus 1 is the immediate reward received at the time t plus 1, where gamma that you see here is the discounted factor that determines the importance of future reward, and st plus this one st plus 1 is the next state that the agent transition to at time t plus 1. Okay, now the Bellman optimality equation, this one. Okay, now this equation basically is a Bellman optimality equation. It is used to update the optimal value function, that is v star s, which you can see that assigned, that represent the maximum value achievable in each state under an optimal policy. It states that the value of state is equal to the maximum expected return that can be obtained by selecting the optimal action A and the following you know at the state S. Okay, so here AT is the action selected at a time that you see here. Okay, now and max A that you see here indicates that the value function is updated using the maximum expected return over all possible action. Now I mean, what this basically tells. So the Bellman equation is used in reinforcement learning to iteratively update the value estimate for each state until they converge to their optimal value. Okay, until and unless we receive our optimal value, it will iteratively keep checking. So this process is known as iterative policy evaluation for Bellman expectation equation and value iteration for Bellman optimality equation. Now the Bellman equation is important because it is provide a systematic way to calculate the optimal policy in a MDP, which is essential for designing a good reinforcement learning algorithm, or you can say efficient learning algorithm. Okay, now what is this equation then? Okay, so let me come to that part as well. So basically, so like we understood, right, the Bellman equation is a fundamental I mean it's a fundamental for understanding reinforcement learning. So they express relationship between value of a state and value of its neighbor state. Now the second this equation that you see is basically telling Vs is the state of S, RSA that you see here is the reward obtained by taking action A in the state S. Gamma, obviously it is a discount factor which is used to control the importance of future reward, and Vs which is I have assigned is the value of state that is reached by taking action A in state S. So the equation essentially says that the value of state is the sum of expected reward for each action that can be taken in the state S plus the discounted value for the neighboring state that result for those action. Now the second action that the second equation that you see here, so basically where Q star SA is the optimal value of taking action A in state S, whereas RSA is the reward obtained when taking action A in state S. Gamma obviously is a discount factor. Max A, or you can say this QSA, max A as well as the QSA, is the maximum value over all the possible action A that can be taken in the state S. Now if you ask me what is the difference between these equation and these equation, so my answer will be these two equation is same. Okay, so why I have put in different way. So basically it is important to understand, because not in somewhere you will see that different places they have used different way of representing the equation. So both are same. So let me tell you what is what exactly the difference is. So the V pi s and the Vs, this particular Vs and the V pi s that you see here are both represent the expected value of total future reward starting from state S when following policy pi. Okay, now the second one, V star S and the Q star SA, both represent the maximum expected value of the total future reward starting from state S taking action A when following the optimal policy. So this equation is the optimality equation, this the second one, and the prior one is the expectation equation. Okay, so don't get confused, the representation is different but the meaning is same. Okay, so basically the Bellman expectation equation and the optimality equation are general form of this equation that can be used to calculate the value of state and action in the reinforcement learning problem. Now the main difference between the Bellman expectation equation and optimality equation, so I mean both value and action value function, so Vs or you can say the Q star SA equation are specific to value and action value function respectively. So and that's the only thing. Okay, so this is what we have in Bellman equation. Now in the next video we will see implementation using Python to understand it better.